Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning the spring of living water that resides within you. And that has been hidden in the allegorical story of Jesus and the woman at the well. Now, most people believe that the story of Jesus is a literal story. And the reason for that is because most people believe that the Bible is secular history. But the good news is that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. Therefore, there is a place of creativity within you. And that place of creativity been hidden in symbology when you're told with the story of the woman at the well who had 5 husbands. Okay, and the 6th one was not hers. You see, many people live and marry themselves to the 5 senses, and they never own their 6th sense because they never live in the higher self. They never find their Christ self. They never been in true conversation with their higher self or their Christ self. They never marry their thoughts and their emotions to get the results that they so desire in life. And so they live their life looking in all the wrong places, looking for love, when the place of love is within. For the kingdom of God is within you. So when it tells you that Christ or the Christ consciousness express itself to the feminine side of your being, which is symbolized as the woman at the well, it says that if you give to me, if you show attention to me, if you give water from the well to me, now that is showing if you give your gifts, your time, your talents, if you give all of these things to your higher self, in terms of you becoming more self-disciplined, you practice more self-mastery. If you do these things, then you will find the spring of living water flowing up within you. You see, that spring of living water that will be springing up in you will come in the form of your ideas, your goals, your dreams. You would realize that everything in this world is for free. You would realize that you're rich and there's no lack, there's no scarcity. You will get rid of all mediocre mentality, all colonial mentality, and most of all, you get rid of all form of mental slavery. And you'll be feasting from that spring of living water that will be springing up in you all the time. And so, my brother, my sisters, have you ever wondered why some people are extremely rich while others are extremely poor? It is because many have never found that well of living water that is springing up within themselves. Most of your body is water. Most of the earth is water, and water is an element. And you born here with a water birth. But many people never have had the birth of fire, which is the spiritual birth, the birth from within. And for that to happen, you have to be willing to unlearn, relearn, and reprogram your subconscious mind, because you have already been programmed from a very young stage in your life to believe in some entity or power outside of yourself. So because you're born here, first of all, in amnesia, in a state of forgetfulness, and you are in ignorance of knowing who you are, the programs that are already been set up through the school system, the political system, and the religious system, and so on, those are programs. So you have to break out of the program. So there it was teaching you that the Christ consciousness would speak to you and show you that you're living in the five senses. And you have to go beyond the five senses and get married to your higher self so that your life would be one that would be bringing forth constantly. You wouldn't need to come to this well anymore, to draw water from this well anymore. It is saying you wouldn't need to live in the physical realm anymore. You start to live from inside out. You would understand cause and effect. It is saying in that story, coming to the well every day to fetch water, that is you living in the realm of looking towards your circumstances or your effects. And so your life has been affected every day by the effects of what is happening in your life, and you chop in that realm and forget that you're the cause. So my brothers and my sisters, when you master immutable laws or natural laws, it will help you to understand the law of attraction, and it will help you to understand that the Bible is psychological. It will help you to understand that everything you read in the Bible is allegorical. It is metaphysical. And then you will understand why the exoteric teaching was given to the masses. But the esoteric was kept for a few. And it was because of my inner awakening. It was because of the grace of God, which is my higher self, that has revealed himself to me, as me. That is the reason why I understand the allegory story. And I'm not speaking to you from theory. I'm speaking to you from experience. So my brother, my sister, I want to encourage you to practice the different rituals like visualization, affirmation, scripting, mirror work. Do all of these things in your life to help to reprogram your subconscious mind, to help to rearrange your mind, to help to activate that spring of living water that is within you. Do not let anyone brainwash you by putting up certain thumbnails and certain topics about getting overnight riches and make you believe that there's some shortcut to riches, and taking the work of Neville Goddard and trying to give you a shortcut for you to feel good. Even Neville himself says that many of them would do it for a buck because they would never had any true experience and realize that the real message that he's been teaching is that self-realization is true salvation, and that the message is based on the law and the promise. And so they get you to go after just the material, physical, three-dimensional things without you have a proper understanding of who you are. So then it boils down to, what shall it profit a man if he gain this whole world and loses his soul? So it's very important for you to understand your soul, man. It is very important for you to understand how you are brainwashed and deceived, and how you are programmed, and how you must break that program. It's very much important for you to understand that you must not put anyone on a pedestal, and you must never build your faith around any messenger or anyone who bring any message to you. Never build your faith around them, and never be looking back to someone who have already come, play their part, do their part, and leave a message, and they want you to vibrate around that message of that one who already died. You have to always move on. There's always someone who's going to come and take that knowledge and carry it a little further and a little further and a little further all the time. Okay, so my brother, my sister, I want to encourage you to understand that all of these teachings concerning the law of attraction, the law of assumption, all of these things would be much helpful to you if you understand that you are brainwashed and you are programmed, especially if you grow up believing in secular Christianity. That's pointing you to look outward way. You see, there are people who want to still call on Jesus and use the law of attraction. There are people who still want to call on Jesus and go into meditation and visualization and do all of these things. As long as they get in the material things, that's all they are concerned about. But freedom is more important. You see, my brother and my sisters, there are many people who can amass a certain amount of wealth or money, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be happy. True happiness is when you really discover that the truth lies within you. True happiness will show you that you're the Lord and Master of your destiny. True happiness is what will definitely set you free and remove all form of mental slavery. You will never be believing in that Jesus and Mary story as literal and secular history and be free. It is impossible for you to be free and still being a slave. Those who have set up the system, they did it to always create a wealth difference in the world, a power structure in the world. And so, if you do not believe in your God self, your higher self, if you do not believe in your Christ consciousness, it doesn't make sense you attract certain things in your life, because it will only cause you a lot of pain and misery. So, with that being said, my brother and my sisters, do not get caught up with the charisma of people who presenting certain things to you concerning manifesting and attaining certain things without getting the full knowledge of who you are. Do not just get caught up with the videos you're seeing and you see, well, those people, they get them plenty views and so on. Sometimes people can buy these things and so on. Do not get caught up with that. Keep your head on and realize all these things that they are speaking about in many different terms. It always goes back to as you sow, so shall you reap. It always goes back to yourself, what you believe about yourself. So your belief system is what is affecting you. And I'm speaking from the standpoint of one who grew up in the Caribbean where 99.99% of the people have colonial mentality. They still trapped in colonialism and they still trapped in mental slavery, and they still remain slaves to their oppressors who have kept them in slavery in a systematic way. So even though people are calling for reparations and so on throughout all the countries and so on, yet the political system, the religious system, and the educational system remain the same, and they can't change that. But my brother and my sisters, you have the power to change yourself. And that is why I'm saying to you that there is a well of living water that is springing up within you. And I want you to tap into that well of living water that is springing up within you. Tap into the world of your creativity and use your ability for the upliftment and the advancement of all of humanity. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you listen to me and what I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and you'd like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me on Black Math Guru. And I would encourage you to get my latest book. It's called Spiritual Recipe for Better Living. And that's why I'm opening up the Bible to you from a metaphysical standpoint and an esoteric standpoint, and teaching you that the Bible have to do with the human psyche. So if you feel strongly to listen, if you feel strongly led to get my book, I definitely encourage you to do so and get one for a friend or family member also. Before I leave you, I just want to remind you that you can have a one-on-one with me if you feel strongly to do so, or you can, if you need mentoring, any form of coaching, you can reach out to me by way of email, and once we come to a decision, we can definitely work together. But just before I leave, I just want to remind you that if you feel strongly led to support this work, that we have a PayPal, and the link is always down below. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.